Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another video. This one is a fun one at Mugello circuit, and I am in the McLaren 570S GT4 for the Falken GT4 challenge. Pretty fun race, multi-car, single class race. So you get a little bit of action. As you can see some McLarens, some Porsches, some AMGs, some BMWs, and even an Aston in the far back, an Aston Martin. But we're gonna go ahead and skip forward, get through this pace lap a lot quicker because this is quite the long track, and this pace lap takes a little while. But here we are coming up onto the last corner at Mugello's circuit. It's quite a tough, tricky one. You gotta come in with a lot of speed, but then you gotta slow down a little bit to accommodate for the fact that the corner gets a little tighter there on exit. But nonetheless, still quite the fun track. These GT4 cars aren't the most fast, but they handle quite well and have a lot of downforce, so you can take that at a pretty decent speed. But here we go, and race start.
Pit road is now
Greens
open.
all around, and the race has begun. Now I'm sitting comfortably in second place. I get quite a good start. Third place gets in front of me there, has the inside line, and I give him the outside because I figured that either he or someone else would try to dive in, so it is what it is. But coming up, third place. The car back there gets in an accident, and if we look at the replay, you see here that the number 24 and the number 17 car collided there. The number 24 braking late and going into the rear end of the 17, spinning himself out. However, the 17 stays in it. Coming back to the action, though, I'm right behind the 25 BMW. This guy was actually quite fast. He was pretty good, and he was pretty persistent on blocking me off and playing defense for the most part, trying to keep his second place. And in the meantime, I'm trying to get to first place. So we got quite a dilemma here, but we both end up figuring it out, I get a slightly better exit out of that turn, but I didn't want to go too wide out into that next corner and potentially wreck the both of us, or drive into the back of him, which would be even worse and still wreck the both of us. I think that was good decision making. Now skip forward here another lap to the beginning of lap 2, coming into the first turn 1. As you can see here, the 25 car and the 14 car are side by side. This 25 car went a little wide and gave me the opportunity to kind of push out of the exit of this corner right here and get up right behind him. Not that one right there, but I tried to fake him out right here, see how he would react. But this corner right here, I stayed back, and then I pushed hard out of it to get a better exit. But behind us, further back, there was an incident where the number 3 car here, that blue BMW, just kind of spins out for no reason. But returning back to the action, me and the 25 car are now side by side. And we're coming into this long, windy right-hander that's pretty fast. Even through the inside line like that, taking such an awkward line, you can still carry quite a bit of speed, and I do. And I remain a little bit ahead of him coming into this corner, but right here, this inside line just helps me out quite a bit, and I get right past the 25 car. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, just like that. And now that I've settled myself into second place, I feel a lot more comfortable, and I feel a little more relaxed now that I'm, ahead of that BMW, since he was trying to block me off a little bit during the race there. Now it's just a game of catch up. Now it's, can I outpace this BMW and the McLaren right behind me? Now the leader here only has about just under a second of a gap in front of me, and I kind of stayed there with him, and the rest of the field behind us dropped off a little bit. We got 3.5 second lead to the car behind me, and 0.4 seconds faster than him on Delta. But this BMW right here, the number 14, it kind of had an awkward line through there, and I ended up catching up a little bit. And again, kind of trying to take a tighter line through here because you can actually dig into those apexes a little more than you think. And he's trying to, just stay on the ribbon a little bit, but that allows me to get side by side with him coming down the S curves here, leading into the big windy right-hander. Just slight lift on entry right there, and then push right here,
Left side.
slight lift, and then push again.
Stay on the
We
right.
stayed side by side beautifully. Coming into this next corner though, just a
Stay on the
tad
right.
bit of a touch, nothing too serious, and I make it up the inside and get past him just
Stay
like
on the right.
BMW
Clear on the left.
behind him, the purple 25 car. Beautifully executed, geez. And very, very feels good, feels good sitting in first place. But now the big battle comes. Gotta keep my pace. I gotta prevent that 14 car from getting close to me and from potentially, taking the spot back, taking first place back. But coming into the last corner here, kind of windy, long corner, kind of tightens there on exit, but straightens out pretty quickly. Pretty easy to go full throttle out of there.
5
And
minutes
on
to
the
go.
main straight, starting on lap 6.
59, 22, 83. You're in first.
Here we have the number 2 car coming out from
That
the
car is
pits.
a lap down. The car in P3 just hit the fastest lap. 58.96.
And it seems the third place car actually set the fastest lap. I went off track there a little bit. Kind of had some understeer on exit. Nothing too horrible. But looking back further into the field, we see the number 28 car here coming down the main straight into the first right-hander. And for some reason, this blue Porsche, the number 13 Porsche, just rams right into him. And we looking at the replay slow-mo. You can see maybe he just braked a little late or way too late. And just for some reason, bam, smacked him from the side and just sends him sliding off the track. He didn't even lock up or anything. I think bro just misjudged the corner and braked late, honestly. Here though, still sitting in first place. Got the number 2 Aston Martin car, who's a lap down. I actually got a penalty for cutting the course there by accident on entry, and it yielded just under a second. Just completed it right here, no biggie. Didn't really lose too much time, just lifted a little bit through the that hairpin back there. Coming back in though, last corner before the main straight. Kind of went for a cheeky little move on the inside. I'm not sure why. And sitting in first place is a horrible idea. If I would have messed up and ruined not only the number 2 car but my race, there goes pole. Not gonna try to do some risky maneuver, but this number 2 car, being a lap down, swings it out to the right, lets me pass, hits the brakes early because he knows, I'm not his fight. Shout out to that number 2 Aston. But let's get forward, and we finally get the white flag. This is the last lap of the race, white flag, and I'm still sitting in first place. Just trying to really go for the fastest lap, just trying to get purple sectors all over, and come out with one extra win on top of being in pole, but it is what it is. Super exciting and a lot of fun. I love to see it, love to do it. Like coming through these S curves here, I'm really going through the deepest track limits I can possibly go through. But here we are coming down to the last corner before the main straight. I will say this is a well-fought battle. Jeez. From that number 14 BMW behind me and the 25 BMW that's in 4th place back there. very well done. And pat on my back myself for, you know, going from second to third to first. It was a tough race. You know, I had the desired outcome that I wanted, but it is what it is. Appreciate the competition. Second, third, fourth place, they did really well. Very clean. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good night.